Hello, I'm Robert Davis, Glenigan's Content Director, and I'd like to welcome you to the 6th of our video updates on the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on construction. Thanks very much for all of the positive feedback that you've given us about these videos. We're so pleased that we can help, even in a small way, during this difficult period, and we're committed to continue with these to help you through this, to be best placed to capitalise on the opportunities that will undoubtedly arise over the coming months. Now, first of all, suspended sites are obviously the most visible manifestation of how the coronavirus is impacting on UK construction. As you know, we have by far the largest research team working in UK construction, and you'll have heard lots of estimated numbers being bandied around, but our researchers have identified and verified a rising number of sites where work is now suspended. At around 3,500, the number of suspended sites account for around 39% of all projects currently on sites, and it's a similar proportion of work by value. But these suspensions aren't evenly spread across the country by any means. Most extensive shutdowns are in place in Scotland and in Northern Ireland at the request of the devolved authorities there. 79% of sites in Northern Ireland and 80% of those in Scotland are currently suspended. Encouragingly though, our researchers have also found that work has now resumed on around 10% of sites that were initially suspended at the outset of the lockdown. While private housing is the worst affected sector, with 60% of sites being currently suspended, there are signs that activity is likely to pick up on those over the coming weeks. Both Vistry and Taylor Wimpey have announced that they will resume work on some of these sites as of next month. In addition, the major mortgage lenders are improving their borrowing terms, which should help support new house sales and potentially lift the sector activity over the coming months. We'll continue to closely monitor site activity over the weeks ahead to be able to provide insight of when and where sites are reactivating. What we're trying to do is to help you prepare to judge when the time is right to begin investment in plant and materials, look at unfurloughing staff, and really gearing up to meet the revival of the construction industry. We're keenly monitoring the leading indicators that will be the first early warning of revival. Because, of course, activity on current construction projects only really tells half the story. We're also closely monitoring the development pipeline to identify where new opportunities will emerge over the coming months. And the good news is that the early development pipeline still remains firm. Our researchers have seen only a small decline in the number of planning applications and decisions being published by local authorities on a daily basis. Overall, the average number of applications submitted has dropped by around 10% since the lockdown began compared to the earlier part of this year, and the number of decisions is just 7% lower. So these declines are relatively modest and may in part be due to reduced staffing at the authorities, delaying the publication of applications and decisions. Individual local authorities are adopting different approaches for dealing with planning applications during the lockdown. We were speaking with Cardiff City Council, and they've suspended their planning committee, although the rest of Wales seems to be keeping calm and carrying on. But more positively, a number of local authorities have moved their committees online. For example, Ashford Borough Council has recently approved plans via a virtual planning committee for a £250 million film studios complex. Now, the more immediate pipeline has weakened since the lockdown came into force, as you'd expect. The number of new contract awards since mid-March is down by around a third on the same period last year. But interestingly, the value of contracts awarded has only declined by 21% over that same period. So that would indicate that a greater proportion of the work is being awarded to higher value projects. The slowdown in contract awards may be in part reflecting a greater caution amongst the smaller clients to commit to projects at the present economic environment. But the lockdown and the increase of remote working is also likely to have lengthened the decision-making process, perhaps contributing to the fall of contract awards as these decisions could be being delayed. Accordingly, we're expecting there to be a marked rebound in invitations to tender and contract awards as the lockdown restrictions are eased. And that could create, obviously, a wealth of new business opportunities for firms who are prepared to capitalise on them. It feels as though we're approaching an important turning point in this crisis. We're monitoring all the leading indicators and keeping in close touch with the major developers to understand when the optimal moment is for you to mobilise your resources, to get ahead of your competitors, to rebuild your workload and maybe steal some market share. If you'd like to know more about these opportunities as they arrive, or if you'd like to talk to us about the detail behind the numbers that I've highlighted today, then please do get in touch. We're happy to help and support the industry. For now, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Glenigan YouTube channel for our regular video content and follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter for daily updates as the latest data becomes available. From everyone at Glenigan, stay safe, stay at home if you can, and take care.